Well, people, it is December the 10th. Yeah, as in X, as in strike. And America, we struck oil. Literally. Does Venezuela ring a bell? I am Friend Shot Pearson, working at Friend Shot Blue. Praise God for whom all blessings flow. I have 7:06 in the PM. Stay covered in the blood as we endure until the end. Christopher Columbus, he set sail when he should have minded his own business. Well, he's out there again. He set sail back in the day with Iraq and weapons of mass destruction. He just won't quit. And America, through Mr. President John Trump, they took over a tanker. Now, I'm going to show you 4 quick videos, about 30 seconds to 1 minute apiece. So don't run, don't hide. But I'm going to speak on every one as I play it. Because America just went up a notch in terms of them having a microscope on us. That is the world. We're running out of friends, people. Let me just get into this because I need to break this down, okay? Check this out. That's us. Dramatic footage shows U.S. forces seize tanker off Venezuela. That's us. Came down in the chopper, got on the tanker, guns blazing. And basically uncontested.
As you probably know, we've just...
Now, if I didn't know any better, I would think this is some old footage from Vietnam. I said, if I didn't know any better, I would think this is some old footage from Vietnam. And why might you ask that? Well, people, Maduro had ample time to prepare for any and everything before the president could do any and everything. Agree? And oil arguably is their biggest, it's got to be one of their top 3 resources. Now, there are several ways to look at this thing. Either Maduro then left out of the country and said, hey, I'm going to leave y'all at your own devices. Or he was totally unprepared. Now, let me go back. When I was a kid, my mom had me in the Boy Scouts. Remember the motto of the Boy Scouts? It was be prepared. If you remember that as a dude, as a guy, as a man, and you were in the Cub Scout or the Boy Scout, remember the motto of the Cub Scout and the Boy Scout was be prepared. So either he ran or he was caught by surprise and not prepared, or what we saw was just complete cooperation. Because, as far as I'm concerned, there's an unannounced declaration of WAR in that region. And you just gonna let him punk you out like that? Something wrong with that picture, y'all. Have you seen that clip, first of all? But if you did see the clip, are you thinking like I'm thinking? It's gotta be something. How do you let somebody come over on you and just You didn't have no battleships around your tanker? That's your oil. Trump said he didn't like the drugs. What are you doing with the oil? Oh, Pearson, you naive. It's the Beverly Hillbillies. Come on, man. Remember Jeff Rowe and Ellie Mae and all them? Y'all remember them? Let me school some folks here. Beverly Hillbillies photograph. For those of y'all who didn't grow up in my time, there was this show we used to watch back in the day called the Beverly Hillbillies. And they had oil on their land. And if you think Jed and Jeff Rowe and Ellie Mae, and especially Grandma, was going to take some crap, you crazy. I said you crazy with a Q. So if they protected their land, Maduro didn't protect his ship? No battleships protected his? I didn't know what to make of it, so I wanted to show it to you. I hope they let it go through. We'll see. That's film number 1. All right, film number 2.
As you probably know, we've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela. Large tanker, very large. Largest one ever seized, actually. And other things are happening, so you'll be seeing that later, and you'll be talking about that later with some other people.
All right, so that was the moment there. And so we wanted to make sure, in case you missed it, that was President Trump making that announcement during the roundtable. But he said today that the United States seized that oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. And this is the Trump administration's latest push to increase pressure on Maduro, who has been charged with narco-terrorism here in the United States. And so after saying that, President Trump said that other things are also happening, but did not offer any additional details at this time, but did...
Now let me clarify what I believe Trump meant. People of the world, I am the biggest, baddest, you know what, on the planet. And I do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, how long I want to do it, okay? Okay? The other statement off the record is, it's Christmas time. And I went to get my gifts. Because the way America plays it historically, sometimes what's yours is yours, but many times what's yours is mine. Merry Christmas. Now, let me play another quick video. This guy is really upset about what happened.
Hey guys, got some big breaking news here for you. So apparently the United States just seized a Venezuelan oil tanker. Now, understand something, this is completely illegal. We have no standing and no right to do this. And at the same time, we're also flying U.S. fighter jets in a provocative manner in Venezuelan airspace. And this comes right on the heels of Trump repeatedly saying that we're going to start attacking the land, we're going to do stuff on the land in Venezuela. He also came out and said that stay tuned because more is coming. So illegally seizing a Venezuelan oil tanker, which by the way, that is just too on the nose. That is too on the nose. Because what have people been saying? Oh, you're not actually going to war with Venezuela and Maduro because he's, the head of some fake drug cartel. The reason why you're doing it is because you want to steal the oil. You want a U.S. puppet regime in there. You want to steal the oil. And what better way to prove that than to seize a Venezuelan oil tanker completely illegally? So it looks like George W. Trump is, going full neocon warmonger imperialist here.
George W. Trump. I might have to steal that one. Baby. What do I even begin on this one? What do you tell the international community that you just go and do whatever you want, whenever you want to do it. People, again, when you bully in this time, this ain't the 60s, this ain't the 70s. Folks got friends. They have their own technology. They got their own weapons. Should we have done this? Why did we do that? And I'm asking in terms of timing. I have got something you might want to think about.
The Federal Reserve will be turning the money printers back on December 12th. So I just want to say that I was wrong. Back in 2024, I predicted that the Federal Reserve would turn the money printers back on in 2026. And as we got closer to next year, I thought that they're going to start that process in early 2026, but nope, December 12th. Okay, so they're not calling it quantitative easing. They're calling it reserve management. So I guess it's technically not QE. It's a rebrand. It sounds better. It sounds nicer. But I'll tell you, it's the same crap. It's balance sheet expansion. It's money printing. It's all different ways of saying the same thing. And I just want you to know that it's not going to be a small amount. They're going to start with $40 billion this month, which is wild. So they're saying, oh, we're just going to start with $40 billion a month. And then in a few months, the money printing should be a little bit less each and every month.
$40 billion a month. 40 billion. There it is right there. 40 billion. Will it be? Now, I did some deeper diving, like water, ocean, oil tanker, water, pardon the pun. And what I found out was that the Federal Reserve Chairman, he spoke and said, you know what, we want to get ahead of the game. We want to make sure we have some reserves because tax season is coming up. And then when people begin to take money out of the bank to pay their taxes, we don't want those reserves to be too low. That was basically his response. Can you spell malarkey? We're broke. We're broke. In my mind, that's why we're in Venezuela. Now, we're broke. Santa Claus can't even pay Rudolph to fly around and deliver no gifts. We broke. We broke. Just go ahead and channel surf, get off that Diddy crap and everything else, and look at the financials. We broke. Doomsday been here. They know it. Folks running the crypto, folks running the real estate, certain types of real estate, gold and silver. Folks running from the dollar. Maybe that's what Maduro did. Took all his, I'm assuming, millions, cashing in. He getting out of Dodge. I don't know what he's doing. I just found it mysterious that troops could fly all the way over the sea, helicopter in, land in your backyard, uncontested. We broke, people. Matter of fact, the whole world broke. And the bottom line is, since they're not going to tell you, I'm going to tell you. Those with the biggest weapons, international influence, they're no longer overtly taking resources and negotiating things. They're covertly doing it. Which one is overt, covert? One is when you just outright visible. One is when you cover it up. But anyway, it ain't in the dark no more. They just, people, America's broke. And so the Federal Reserve turned on the printing press. And in 2 days, they're going to be adding $40 billion just to start. Got to get them resources up, which means the cost of living is going to go up, because every time you just print money out of thin air, which we have a great habit of doing, the prices of everything goes up. That's just the law of economics. So, to help kind of sustain us until we have this one world economic system, we got to go get some oil and some resources. And it appears to me that's what's happening in Venezuela. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of Americans are with that game, because we got to survive. And in the real world, it's survival of the fittest, just like the jungle. You might be king of the jungle as you lying there asleep, but if you get 25 hyenas, it's a wrap for that lion, because they're gonna wear him out. So, tell me what you think. I don't see America helicoptering over a tanker uncontested without there's something not being told to us. There's something going on. But like I told you, we broke. And they got to keep kicking this can down the road until they set up this one world economic system. That is when they just finally put it in place. So until then, we've got to get some type of resource like oil, and we've got to get it refined and everything. I don't know how the whole process go like that. I don't think they set up just like Saudi Arabia, but hey, oil is oil, right? Because you can always do a promissory note. By the time you dig it and refine it, you're going to be just like the Beverly Hillbillies. But I'm telling you, America has just made another enemy. And I think out of all of it, that's a big problem. Because you can gain the whole world, the Bible saying, lose your soul. That's in that spiritual sense. But part of your soul on earth are connections. And Donald J. Trump, he's running our government like he runs his businesses, in my humble opinion. And letting the chips fall where they may. Well, I don't think that's good for we the people, personally. I don't think that you just go and shoot at someone's lifeboat and blow them to smithereens when international law says you don't do that. And I don't think it's right to go and take somebody's resources. And no one has really declared war. So are you asking yourself why Congress is so silent right about now? Allegedly because they know we broke. You see how I go? Allegedly, ain't no probably. Allegedly, look, they just know we broke. And everybody want to get paid on this side of town. And hey, that was so easy, as they say back in the day. That was like taking candy from a baby. You might have other world leaders saying, wow, was it that easy? Just come over there and take a tanker? If they took a tanker, what's next? Well, in case they didn't tell you, we are at WAR. Because at this point, if they strike back and strike back hard, that's probably what Donald Trump wants. So he can really take it. I'm Friendship Pearson. Tell me what you think. I know what I think. It's Christmas season. Keep lifting up the name of the Lord. Hold on for dear life and endure. If you never knew what prayer was, I suggest you try it. That's the best force we're going to need to get through this moment. I pray I'm prepared, and I pray you're prepared. Thank you guys for the support, love, well wishes. If you can at all help the channel, I appreciate it. I do have Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and PayPal. My videos don't go to the big audience. I'm sure you know why. With the kind of views that I unmask, you think they like me? Screenshot it, whatever you can do, I appreciate it. Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and PayPal. I also have a P.O. box. You can mail a love offering. And for the season, I have a beautiful Christmas book. Actually, you can buy it all year round. Amazon Books. The name of the book is called Protect the Gift. Friendship Pearson, Amazon Books, Protect the Gift. Beautiful poetry. Give it as a gift for you or your friends. God bless you and the family. Let's see what pops off in the morning. I don't like war. I don't think you do either. It's a scary time. Very scary time. God bless.